stories about these maps. These maps actually happened in the same locations as Zero Dam. And if ever played our game before, you know that there was three main factions in our games, and like the Harvick troops and the Asara Guard, and also the GTI. So in Zero Dams, in our operation mode, you can see that the whole Zero Dam is being occupied by the Asara Guards. And we think that maybe the storyline goes to the GTI wants to got control these areas. So they have a great huge fight with our Harvick troops. And so it turned these whole maps into a warfare areas, and this is like what you guys played in this map. Is in the top of the dams. There is like GTI forces and Harvick troops fighting together. Yeah, and as you can see right now, like this is our editor, and we are trying to do some level editings in these new maps. Yeah, and let's talk about a bit about this, maybe like this the name of the map. As you previously heard, we call this map Knife Edge. And why we actually call it Knife Edge is that we think that at the top of the dams, it is a pretty linear map, as you can see, and it is at the top of the air. So we think that players, it walks in this map is kind of feeling like walking in a knife edge, and it got this like a dangerous vibe, and in the middle of the airs, and you will fall down like at any times. So we named it like Knife Edge. And yeah, and as you can see, this is at the top of the dam.
Yeah, and Seth, I really like this map. I think you called it out perfectly. Knife's Edge. It is very, very linear. So kind of what could the players expect from this experience? What do you think will be the strengths or weaknesses of this map for some of these players?
Well, of course, like as I've mentioned before, like this is a infantry only map. So we think the player can expect have a really intense infantry fight in this map. And we have those really intense chokes designed for the maps. So there will be a lot of explosions, a lot of smokes and gunfights in this map. And besides all that, like this map has a lot of verticalities. I think it is we have three floors of the whole map. So there is cross gunfights between each floors. So I think this is the main differences between our previous infantry maps, Shafted, and this Knife Edge.
And you can take various strategy when you face those intense fights.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, when you've got 3 different layers of a linear combat, there's going to be some wild moments in this on this map, and I'm really excited to see what the players were able to do with it and how they learn different techniques. What do you think was the hardest part, Seth, of building this map?
The hardest part is actually like thinking about the settings about this. Like I think there's 2 points is pretty difficult when we design this map. The first is setting the tone, because we want to bring our previous map in the operation mode, Zero Dams, into our warfare mode. So figuring out the story behind, and also like what is going on here, and try to make this make the dam map fresh new to you guys is the first challenge. So we pay a lot of efforts to think about the backstory and also the art style of this, and it takes us a lot of times to really figure out that we should make the map happening at the top of the dams and make it like a knife edge map. Yeah, and this is the first. Yeah, you can respond. Maybe.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say this is really cool to see the editor view too of like your background behind the way you kind of structure each of the different geometry. But it's really cool. My favorite part, I think, is that you're integrating it into the overall story or lore of Delta Force. Like the fact that it's above Zero Dam and it's its own separate map is really unique.
Yeah, we do want to create like our Delta Force games is like has a whole background stories and our different troops like the Havik and GTI, they fight in the same world. Like no matter it is operation mode or warfare mode, it is all happening in a whole framework. Yeah.
So the Trainwreck is a brand new infantry and vehicle map. So it's the size of that is kind of between the middle and the big. It's integrated terrain and industrial structures, which is hiding in a deep mountain, and we managed to combine them organically. So this map has the structure sites and the open pits and the industry zone, and of course the warehouse and the train wreck itself. So you can see from this very big view, so this is sector 1. We have the construction site here. There are a lot of unfinished buildings and a lot of barriers that made of the destructible item. So at the very first, the attacker has vehicle and they can choose the vehicle to break all the barriers, and they can use the front infantry to just trying to break all the barriers one by one.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Looking at this map, obviously very different from Knife Edge and a lot of open spaces here. So if this is the first sector, talk to me a little bit about what it looks like to transfer from the first sector into the second one.
Yeah, so the first one was kind of horror, also with a big range compare of the sector 2. So there are horizontal buildings around all the corners, and the player can choose different attack lines to trying to break the barrier and go through deep the defenders. And the stronghold was actually in the center of this section. And the second one, so as you can see, there are high threat from the railway bridge. So the attacker should be careful about the very long distance gunshots.
Really long sight lines here, right? Because this is where you've opened up the map even further, where some of our players that really like to snipe or things like that can kind of hold down this second point.
Yeah, sure. So the sector 2, the thing of the sector 2 is open pit. So you can see there are a very, very beautiful view along this sector. So besides that, when the attacker faces the high threat from the railway bridge, that there are so many ways they can take to trying to defuse that. Like they can also use the vehicle, just go deep in the center of this stronghold, and they can just choose the other way. There's a lot of ways that they can trying to use to try to get this sector 2.
Yeah, the open air here, obviously, it looks so different from Knife's Edge. I draw the comparison. Knife Edge is so vertical and linear. This one horizontally wide and more open spaces. Big vehicle gameplay here.
Yeah. So as we just mentioned before, this map was designed for the infantry and vehicle players both. So a player can use the vehicle, drive them and go through all the roads here, and there were no stock here. And but for the infantry, we have the new construction system for them, just like we can see in the video. And the infantry can build those construction here and trying to avoid the vehicle. And of course the long distance gunplay. Just try to avoid the slapper.
Yeah, this is, I definitely know what you mean. Like, I can tell it was built with vehicles and infantry in mind, but also brand new construction being a part of this. Was the map built with kind of the map destruction in mind?
Yeah. So this map itself not only built for the vehicle, so the construction system was considered when the map was developing. So we want to make it not static. We want the battlefield in our data force to be more dynamic. So dynamic means there should be more disruptive items happening in this area. So the construction system really allow our map have all these dynamic barriers and different lines to allow attacker and defender take different strategy to gunplay and vehicle play. That's provide a lot of these possibilities. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the construction system is an amazing point because the infantry, they can build their own cover. Okay, so there's a lot of destructions in the Delta Force games, right? So if I used to play when I play the games, as an infantry players, when there's a lot of destructions happening nearby me, I probably would run out of covers. But with this new construction system, I think I would never run out of covers. I can just build my own and use them. Yeah.
Wow, that was amazing. We've got another editor video as well to take a little bit deeper look at it, Seth, but I'm so pumped about this.
Yeah, as you can see it in the previous videos, we opened up a new underground areas like under the admin centers. Yeah, and you can see there is the whole underground area actually connected our two main POI from the east side and the west side. As you can see in the videos, the camera just goes through the cement plate and walked into this new underground area. And it is huge areas, and the pathways there is a bit complicated, so you might need to spend a bit more time to learn the pathway there.
Yeah, what all areas are connected by this mass? I mean, this is huge from what I can tell. Which of the different POIs, like the points of interest, are connected by this underground?
Okay, so this is actually comes to the level design of these underground areas. So as I've mentioned before, we think the Zero Dam is a bit crowded and the player got immediate gunfights after they spawned. So we want to make this underground areas, firstly, it connects the cement planes, POIs, and also the power plants on the east side. Yes, and the player can choose their pathways right now with these underground areas to go directly from the east areas to the right, to the west area of the Zero Dam. And this is the first major design purpose we want to make. And the second one is that the main areas of this underground place is actually right under the admin centers. So it basically means we open up a brand new floor for the admin center, so players can use the underground areas as their advantage to just sneakily go through other players' back while they were having their gunfights in the admin centers. Yeah, this is the second purpose we want to add with this like underground area. Yeah.
Yeah, that is incredible. So much space and also great connectivity. So it sounds like cement, power, and it's connected under admin. I think a lot of folks are going to be really excited about this change. I mean, this really does expand this map by a massive amount of square footage. How long has this been planned for this expansion of Zero Dam?
Wow, we planned it like a long time ago. I think it is maybe like a year ago. We've already thinking about it. Like maybe we can do some changes to the old map and let players have new experience, and it'll be really fun, and players might like it.
Yeah, I think you'll definitely be proven right in that matter. This is really, really fun to see. And I think the connectivity in multiple POIs too will make this very accessible for a player. And it's fun to see kind of all the back alleyways of different entry points as well. I'm sure a lot of our players are going to be exploring this constantly. So I can only imagine the very beginning of when this gets updated into the game. Most people are going to be underground, I can expect.
Yeah, we are also absolutely excited and waiting to see, and can't wait to see players like using this underground area as their advantage and just have their multiple strategies while they were playing the map.
Yeah, a fun look at the editor as per the usual in all the different alleyways. I'm sure all of our players that are watching this broadcast as well are trying to map out in their heads, where are all these entry points? I got to get down here as fast as possible. I love looking at stuff like this. So thanks for sharing a little sneak peek here on broadcast. This is a fun thing to see. Anything else? Here's that look at that admin entrance, by the way.